On today's video, it is time to expertise Ramses II. In this video, we'll of course expertise him, as well as talk about why he is comparable to Attila, the cavalry commander, which kinds of pairs I'm going to use him with, show you guys what kind of a talent tree I have on him as of right now, and everything that you need to know about Ramses if you're deciding whether or not to expertise him. If you're just curious as to how he will turn out this videos for you, we'll go take a look at the animation on the field and all that good stuff as well. So sit back, drop a like on the video. Yeah. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today we have an expertising video. That is right, I know you guys love those. We have 310 sculptures to drop on Ramses and we'll do them in this video. Before we start though, I am a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms. If you enjoy the content, make sure you're liking the video, as well as 56.4% of you have yet to subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and let's go. So I've been talking about expertising this guy for quite a while. As a matter of fact, we have on stream spent a great amount of sculptures on him, as well as spun on the wheel quite a couple times, once on stream, I think twice on stream. But there is one more wheel, there's a potential to get more sculptures, and a few of you asked me why would I spend legendary commander sculptures on a commander that I could potentially get more sculptures of in a wheel. So let's start by answering that question. In the coming KVK Light and Darkness, the first one of its kind for our kingdom, I will be pushing as much as I can towards the top 20 in honor points. Now, for that, I will need as much AP as I have and more, as well as potentially a lot of gems to spend on AP in case I need to. The unfortunate situation is, for me as of right now, and probably for a lot of you as well, getting legendary commander sculptures has been fairly easy compared to previous times, especially during these types of events. So for example, we had the spring event just about to end up, and recharge rewards came by, and that's 30 commander sculptures right there. Plus, if you did the event and you fulfilled all your branching out, if you haven't done that or you didn't make it to level 25, video up on the top right for you guys to know on the next event how to get it done fairly easily. In here, we had another 35 sculptures total. So that's 25, 30, and then on level 4, we had another 5. So 35 sculptures. So within 5 days, we picked up 75 sculptures. Add to that the fact that in VIP 16, we're now getting 3 sculptures a day. Those 75 became 90 in a matter of 5 days. So I've been getting a good amount of commander sculptures, and it's been like that for a little while now, to the point where I keep accumulating 1,124 commander sculptures. And truthfully, I don't see a situation in which I'd have to spend all of them at once. Spending the gems on spinning the wheel, on the other hand, is going to be expensive. I need to spend money on getting gems, and honestly, I have the sculptures to spare, so why am I going to hold on to them forever? And with that being said, let's expertise this bad boy, and then we'll go from there. So 1,124, we'll start going. This will cost 310 sculptures. We're going to go below 1,000 for the first time in a little while, but I'm very happy with this decision. Another reason this guy might be important to expertise really quickly is the fact that we have Osiris League happening, and this might be a scenario in which my Ramses will show up on the field. As you guys know, I am playing for JWM2. We are going into the playoffs, and so every commander matters. It's time to expertise this bad boy, and we finally have Ramses II, our new expertised legendary commander. So we expertised Ramses II. I'm really pumped about that decision. Let's start with the talent tree really quickly, show you guys what I have going on as of right now. I went for straight up maxing the archer's tree, and then on the attack side, I went for the rage. Of course, you want to get that rage engine going on. Went for, when troops led Lord of War, you get a little bit of an increase, 1.5% based on the commander's star. He's 6 stars, therefore 9% increase attack. On top of that, we have unyielding, increased counterattack damage dealt. We really wanted to get there, but we didn't have enough points to max this out. I got all the way to level 2, and that was that. Reduces all damage taken is very important in armored joints because archers are squishy as is. You really want to keep them alive as long as possible. And then we went this way. During the battle, it increases all damage dealt by 2.5% every 10 seconds, up to 10%. So within 40 seconds, you've maxed out this. You've gotten 10% extra damage dealt. I don't see a reason why not. And truthfully, you could argue that maybe not going all the way here, maybe this might have been better. I don't see a reason to go this way. I'm not trying to take more damage no matter what. My archers are already as squishy as they can be. No point in taking more damage, even if you're dealing a little bit more. If this was an infantry commander, maybe we'll talk about a different story, but archers, no way. If we go in this direction, victory charge, I'm really not... You got to defeat an army, excluding garrison, and from there, when do you defeat an army? By the time you defeated an army, things are not... This is not good enough, in my opinion, for archers at least. You're not defeating that many armies. It's kind of pointless. Increase normal attack, but decrease active skill damage. The whole point of archers is the super strength, crazy, mad active skill damage, especially when it comes to Yi Seong-Gye doing stupid amounts of active skill damage. And I'm looking to do more damage regardless of normal attack, even though in theory Ramses does 80% more archer attack damage. Again, I prefer the skill damage. And then from there, we kind of can't get to last stand without this, so there is no point in that. This is how I have it rocking right now. I think that this is a decent tree for now. I need to talk to JWM leadership and the folks who have been working on trees to see whether or not this is a good idea or not. But that's what I have as of right now. Let's compare him to Attila really quickly because he's comparable to Attila by a lot. Very first quick comparison is the third skill, Army of Aemon, skill damage taken reduction, archer attack bonus, and archer march speed bonus. Guess what? Attila, third skill, skill damage taken reduction, cavalry march speed, and cavalry attack bonus. Now the difference here is that skill damage taken reduction is lower than when it comes to archers because once more, what's going to go up against the archers will be probably cavalry, and that's these guys right here. So maybe we need a little bit more defense on the side of archers who are already squishy enough. And cavalry march speed is only 15%, while for archers it's 40%, but then again, the base march speed of cavalry is already much higher. So this is kind of the same thing. We can keep looking at the rest of the skills, and what you'll notice, the reason Attila is so strong is he does damage buffs and bonuses, enemy attack reductions, he does damage bonuses even more, defense reductions, he does skill damage taken reductions, he does damage bonus even further. He's all about bonuses and reductions. That's the play of Attila. When it comes to Ramses, with the exception of doing also 2000 damage factor over 2 seconds, he also decreases defense by 30%. Now he also stops healing for 2 seconds as an expertise commander. Archer attack bonus, even further attack bonus, and defense bonuses, healing factor 2. So he's not as nasty when it comes to debuffs like Attila is, but he's primarily about buffs, defense, a little bit of debuffs, and some healing, as well as stopping healing. When it comes to pairing Ramses to anyone, there are a couple of very good combos as of right now that I can think of, and there's probably more than that, which we'll find out as Ramses gets used more and more on the field and in rallies. When it comes to rallies, Edward and Tamaris are doing really well. Edward doing a ton of damage, doing a bunch of extra health bonuses, march speed. You have skill damage bonus even further, so he does even more damage. And then on top of that, you have Tamaris, poison target, adding additional 3% skill damage per stack. You can go up to 15 stacks, so 45% extra skill damage taken. Add that to this plus that, and you can see Edward doing crazy amount of damage. Another good pair that was the second best up to now was Edward with Yi Seong-Gye, as Yi Seong-Gye's AoE is really good to help you hold longer and do more damage with your archer march, as well as a lot more direct damage factor. The thing about it is, though, when you went with Edward and Tamaris, Yi Seong-Ye kind of found himself stuck. Because if you're looking for a full archer march, Yi Seong-Ye has no good friend. El Cid was a good friend for sure. El Cid back in the day used to be an Yi Seong-Ye El Cid pairing as a rally leader, which was really, really effective and significant during Season 1 and Season 2 of KVK. But in Season 2, they got a little bit lower, but in general, Season 1, we saw a lot of those happen, and the folks who got Season 1 later on, the newer kingdoms, had already adopted that, and we saw quite a lot of it. But when Yi Seong-Ye stayed by himself, his problem is that he doesn't have another archer commander to play with. He definitely has a few other commanders he can play with. Off the top of my head, an Alexander Yi Seong-Ye pairing is a great pairing, but you're going infantry with that. And so Ramses is a really, really good solution. Ramses and Edward kind of right next to each other. Let's move them a little bit further up so you can see them. They're both good primary commanders. And so they usually sit as primary commanders. And Ramses became YSG's new best friend. Now, you could go with a Ramses Tamaris as well. And that would mean a very, very strong buffing and debuffing march. But for that to be effective, you really want to have someone else or even your own march with you to take advantage of the debuffs on the opposition and do more damage. The problem with having a Ramses Tamaris rally or march is that its goal is more debuffing and buffing of itself to do a little bit of extra damage, but very little active skill damage. And quite frankly, Tamaris, her bread and butter is to help those who have active skill damage really hit hard. So the way I see it, as of right now, Ramses is going to get paired with Yi Seong-Ye, but truthfully, I saw results of both Yi Seong-Ye with Ramses as primary commander and Ramses with Tamaris, and the results are very, very interesting. They're both very strong. It really depends on what you want to do, and the one thing I'm really enjoying about these commanders and the fact that more and more commanders come out, although I would have appreciated more epics nowadays than legendaries, but that's a different story. As time goes by, this is the one pairing will dissipate out of the game, and from here on out, it'll be, if you want to do more damage, this is the pairing. If you want to do more debuffs, this is the pairing. If you want to do more AoE, this is the pairing. And so we're slowly reaching a point in the game in which diversity in marches and rallies is going to be a thing, and you're going to have to keep an eye on which commanders are being used to ensure that you know what does the opposition want to do. Does it want to do more damage, more debuffs, more AoE? Does it want to just suicide into you? There are all these kinds of situations right now, and I feel like within a couple of extra commanders in the game, we'll really start seeing more diversification of rallies as well as defending commanders and things like that. I have not done anything yet with Artemisia. I have her available and ready to expertise, including the legendary commander sculptures needed to do so. But truthfully, I have not really figured out yet whether or not she's someone worth investing in. I know that a few folks who are archer heavy have already maxed her out. I don't see a reason to max out every single commander unless I really find a use for it. And that was my story with Tamaris. Tamaris was someone who I didn't find a use for up until I realized her potential with Edward, and we instantly expertised her at that point. With that being said, if you guys are thinking about Ramses, I think he's a great primary commander. I don't know what you guys think. Leave me a comments down below and let me know. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything along the way, let me know as well. Let's go, before we finish this video, find ourselves one or two barbarians along the way. There are a couple of different level of barbarians nearby me, so testing the different marches is going to be a bit tough, as finding two of the same barbarians is going to be a little bit challenging in this area. But let's go see if we can find someone. For now, we'll do a nice little Ramses Yi Seong-Ye march, and let's go find a level 25. There's one right here. We go catch this guy, and we'll probably catch a couple of the other guys along the way. There's another 25 in here, so we'll go back and cut this out in a bit. You guys will see the damage here. I'll go back with this, send a Ramses to Maris March. We can look at the report really quickly, and I feel like that'll be a fair place to call it. Although, with Wei Songye's AoE, we might have a problem with this level 24. So let's drag it out a little bit. This will impact a little bit our results as we want to see how long it takes to defeat these barbarians as well. But that's okay. Oh, and we lost 8. And we lost the AP. Smash the like button if you enjoyed that fail. I'm leaving that in the video. I don't even care. That was hysterical. We'll try this again in a moment. And here I was thinking, hey, maybe I didn't move too much. Yeah, you definitely did. Rest in peace, AP. Oh well, that's staying in the video. We'll do some AoE. The worst thing that'll happen is these guys will cause a little bit of extra damage, which will be a pain in the butt. But this guy is Gonzo, and let's see how much damage you will put out. Hopefully in the report we'll be able to see the differences. Get rid of this guy too. I guess we killed 3 barbarians for the price of 1. It'll make up for that one set of AP we definitely lost. So let's go take a peek in here really quickly. Keep in mind that we killed 2 more barbarians in here. This stopped somewhere in here. So the extra, probably, I would guess, 10 seconds in here are for that. This particular guy did 36 severely wounded. This guy did 19. All right, so this guy did 36 severely wounded and a total of 3,800 slightly wounded troops. Let's cut to the next one that was way back there and show you guys Ramses with Tamaris. All right, let's hit this thing and see what happens. You guys, I'll point out which one is the Ramses skill. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you'll get to see it. It's a big arrow going from the other direction. You'll see it as the first skill that casts in here. This is his skill, bam, and then comes Tamaris from the other side. Kind of nasty, to be honest, him coming from both directions. Interesting. I like that animation. Let's go take a peek at the result in here. Looking at this, 35 severely wounded, 3.2 thousand slightly wounded is a little bit more than we wanted to see. 36, we have 35 in here, 3,800 versus the 3,200. Interesting results overall, showing once more Tamaris can be a really nasty choice if, again, you decide that Ramses is your go-to guy. We could make a choice in which Ramses Tamaris will be the new best thing. I don't necessarily think they are the new best thing. I really think that they lack a little bit of the damage in terms of a long-term march, in terms of having to rally a building or a structure. But I do think they are a very solid pair overall. And you never know. Maybe I'll be proven completely wrong and we'll change that decision. If we change that decision, I will update you guys in a future video or on a stream. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the bell so you know when the next video is. We'll be live on Saturday, 4 p.m. UTC, doing Osiris League bets, which I haven't done yet. We always do them on Saturday together. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Drop a like on it before you leave, and I'll see you sooner rather than later. Thank you for all your continuous support. We almost hit 23,000 subscribers because you guys are amazing. You guys have been putting in so much support to the channel. I really appreciate you. Thank you for making my dreams slowly and steadily come true. And I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Peace.